What up, Penophiles? It's your boy Intern Tom, unpaid, overcaffeinated, and a little drunk. And apparently, now I'm on several government watch lists for reasons that are going to be quite obvious in like 10 seconds. So, welcome back to another Pen Island Inc. video, the only web series where you learn absolutely nothing useful and yet somehow walk away feeling deeply informed. Before we begin, I just want to make something crystal clear. I am not a truther, a conspiracy theorist, an aluminum foil fashion icon, or whatever Red is calling those truthers these days. I take the 9/11 Commission report seriously. It was a horrific moment in American history. Innocent people died and families were shattered, and the work done in that report is important, heavy, and deserving of respect. So why am I, a broke intern with a camera, using this report for today's Blackout Sharpie endurance test? Because, really, it was the only large government document I could afford on an intern budget. Like, I'm talking, like, I had to save money by reusing tea bags to buy this. And when you're doing a blackout marker stress test, you need pages, like a lot of pages. And this thing is like the Encyclopedia Britannica of bureaucracy. A thick slab of patriotic paperwork, a prime example of our government diving deep, asking hard questions, and holding those terrorists responsible for the national tragedy accountable. So that's really the only reason I'm using it. It's respectful, tasteful, so I think we're good, right? All right. Let's actually read the 9/11 Commission report. Dude, this thing is fucking deep. It is foundational text for every conspiracy theorist should read before typing their next actually reply on a TikTok video. Like when people post jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, I'm like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't, but it does compromise the structural integrity of the beam, so take that. All right, let's get to why we're actually with the video. So the video serves two important purposes. One, both of them are equally dumb but noble. First, practical purpose. To show all my FOIA analysts, or for you normies out there, Freedom of Information Act requesters, how many words you can black out in a government document before your Sharpie taps out like a UFC fighter getting rear naked choked in a round 2, right? And the other one is existential purpose, like to hide the truth, right? Just kidding. Unless, you want to hide the truth, which they do, because reasons. Now, anyway, today we're going to use the iconic and legendary and absolutely stains everything forever Sharpie Chisel Tip Market Permanent Marker. This is probably Trump's favorite marker to sign executive orders with his iconic signature, like thick lines, no hesitation. Very alpha marker energy. If this thing had a Tinder profile, it probably would say like preferences, bold signatures, government paperwork, and ruining tables. It's like the MVP of I want this to never be readable again. So I know a lot of y'all thought these pens were dumb. These pen tests were dumb, and listen, like they are. But this episode, I think it's quite useful. I was just rewatching The Martian, right? No, the one with Matt Damon is stranded on Mars doing astrophysics, botanizing potatoes and running orbital calculations like a space CPA. But you know what he does use? Pens. Like at no point, no once does he factor in the ink longevity when he's doing these calculations. And my man is out there counting calories, but not counting pen strokes. Like, yeah, cool, you have 400 days of food, or Mars, Sol. There's a different way they count Earth days there. But like, yeah. But what happens when your pen gives out mid-equation? Like you're dying because you suddenly have to write trigonometry with your big astronaut finger and Martian dust like a prehistoric caveman. And like, this is a survival situation. Ink is not optional. Ink is life. And ink is the thin, dark line between making a life home and landing on Mars sideways at Mach 12, although they decided to go to space to try and capture him. Anyways, ink is the reason why your grocery list doesn't say grab milk and accidentally blow up the ship airlock, right? And this is the hill I'm going to die on, and this is why they pay me, because I'm an ink advocate, and I will advocate with a working pen. All right, let's shift out to the actual blackout test. As you can see, I'm starting from page 1, right? The table of contents, because nothing screams we're doing science like censoring the words executive summary, or in this case, I think it is the hold on one second, I have to look it up. preface. That's what it's called. Now, listen to that sound. I know it's sped up by, I think this time it is 700%, but the chisel tip hitting the paper and the sound of democracy getting redacted. Like, watch closely as the ink begins its journey. It's smooth, it's consistent, and somewhat toxic smelling. And like, I'm applying these like firm, even strokes here because if I go too fast, you streak and you start not blocking out all the words you want to do. But if I go slowly, you get that ink puddle situation. Suddenly your document looks like it survived a squid attack. So you want like the Goldilocks zone of blacking things out, like not too slow, but just right. And at this point, you can see the marker still performing like a champ, zero fading. Sometimes I have to take a break, so you'll see those little weird cuts because there's too much air getting involved, which is another reason why FOIA analysts should pay attention to this video, because it is really an AAR of what to expect when you're using a pen. And fun fact, you didn't know, but FOIA interns actually do blackout stuff like this, like for real. They don't just use PDF and put a black marker or black box around there like they did, I don't know, a couple years ago. And then like what happened? Like I think it was some British newspaper just removed the black boxes. This doesn't happen with pens. Pens, you get the original document, you scan it, or you black it out, and then you scan it. Easy. No scratchiness, no stuttering. The Sharpie is like holding on harder than me holding on to the hope of like a paid internship after this thing. So, I mean, we're pretty much several pages deep now, and you can see the first signs of wear. Not full weakness yet, but the slight graying out of the edges, especially at the bottom. And that's like an early warning tremor of an ink apocalypse. Like, this is the moment where Matt Damon would panic, and this is the moment where like a FOIA intern soul leaves their body and wonders like, how much more government resources am I gonna have to spend, and will Doge come after me? And this is the moment where you, the viewer, realize that permanent markers are not internal and that they don't really last long, because like frankly, like how often do we use a permanent marker? For me personally at home, I use it to block out my name and address on my mail. That's really it. All right, I think we're hitting the time limit here. It's like 7:32 now in the thing, and we got another half a minute or 1 minute left, and the Sharpie is beginning to give out, and the ink is strong, but the spirit is weak, just like a 10-hour unpaid shift. But granted, this only took an hour to record, but to give it some time to air when it's got too much air in the little with the sponge cushion thing where the thing comes out, you got to give it some time for it to like recharge or something like that, right? I don't know, get more ink in it. Well, anyway, so today we learned Sharpies are beasts, ink is essential for survival, the 9/11 commission report is a thick boy that you need multiple markers to black out, and conspiracy TikToks need to read this book. All right, thanks for watching, Penophiles. Subscribe for more chaotic pen research, and remember, if your writing utensils dies before you do, that's a skill issue. Intern Tom signing off.